Hey guys, Dr. Reynolds here, and today I've prepared this amazing deck guide for you, and I really love this deck. So far I've been playing it for 5 matches, had great success with it, and nobody has came close to me point-wise, and I'm really enjoying this deck as it's fun and it also wins a lot. And there's much to offer with this deck. You have a lot of win conditions that you can use to win, because there's there's a lot in this deck that you can fit in there with the great Francesca update or upgrade, I can call it, even because she got bugged by 2 provisions. And the Call the Forest, it's really amazing now, and it allows us to do a double last save, which can be really crucial in some matches. So without further ado, let's get into this. So as you can see, the first card is the Great Oak, which is obviously our finisher for this deck. And the other finisher for this deck would be, I use mainly Barnabas Beckenbauer, because he provides the most points out of all our cards, I would say. You can even use Sheldon Skaggs as a last save, he's boosted really by a lot. And then you can pull out the Great Oak with the Call of the Forest out of the deck. And it's just so many points for a last save, your opponents cannot really cope with it. If it's at a perfect state with the Great Oak and Sheldon Skaggs boosted at least to, let's say, 7 points, you get 14 for Sheldon Skaggs, plus you get 10 basic value from the Oak, and if you have 8 units on the row, it's another 18. It's another 8, which makes it 18. 18 plus 14 is 32, plus you can count the ticks on Milova and also your Dryads. Unbelievable finisher, in my opinion. Okay, let's stop talking that much about it and let's move on. We have the Waters of Rockilon, which may be used in the first round, but in the first rounds I encourage you to just build your carryover and maybe use some goals that are not that important. I would say Moraine can be used, and also Milane can be used in round 1, or you can use one Call of the Forest to get out your Ithlan Aigle, and boost your Sheldon Skaggs if he's in your hands, or boost your Oak for the finisher. Then we have the Ithlan Aigle. As mentioned, she boosts mainly Sheldon Skaggs, that's your primary targets. Then it's the Great Oak, and what I like to do is I like to boost Pauko Gale, as he's a really solid engine nowadays and can be quite crucial one when played soon. He can play for a lot of points, at least for 10, and with his base value it's 15, so it's 15 for 8, which is really incredible. Then we have Call of the Forest. As I said before, it calls out your units out of your decks, and it's used as the double last save for our Francesca with the Great Oak or blah blah blah, you know, I already talked about it. Then we have Milane for some removal. Obviously she's one of the must go for cards in the Squirtle decks. Then it's Sheldon Skaggs. You boost Sheldon by Ithlan Aigle and also the Dwarven Aggregators, and he's quite a strong finisher when he's boosted by a lot. Then it's the Pauko Gale, who I talked about a moment ago, so he doesn't need much more from me. Then we have Fo. Fo is our tutor for Waters of Rockilon and also the Call of the Forest. So far it didn't happen to me that I wouldn't draw any of them. I basically drew both of them. I don't know if it's just my luck, but I get them both, even with 4 or just to the hands right away. Then we have Moran, which I find after a provision change much better than Ciaran, because Ciaran can just load the units, but with Moraine you have the double option where you either lock the unit or hit it by 2, so it's at least 7 for 7 in every matchup. Milva is obvious in all Squirtle deck, she can get boosted by a lot and you save her for your round 3. What I I encourage you to do is play your Dryads first with the Waters of Brokilon, and then play Milva for the extra 1 point you get on the Dryads, because the other way around you get just 1 point on the Milva and you don't get any more points for the humans for the match. Okay, then it's Rawhead Dragoons. Rawhead Dragoons can move your Pauco Galley back to his row when he was moved, or can disrupt the engines of Northern Realms. Okay, that's for the Rawhead Dragoons, or they can set up your Oak if you actually played some units in the back row or front row and you want to stack them in one or the other. Then we have the Dolbatan Archers. I like them, they provide 2 points of damage, and combined with Pauco Galley they are incredibly strong because it's basically a 4-point removal with Pauco. Then we have the Mahakam Volunteers. They are used for thinning. Mahakam Marauder. Back to the Mahakam Volunteers. You use the Mahakam Volunteers in round 1 to thin and to guarantee your better draws in round 3. But obviously, if you don't have them, try to thin them out during rounds 2 if you have the cards for it. But in round 2, when your opponent has passed, obviously don't play more than 7 cards down. If he passed right away, you know where I'm going with it. Then we have the Mahakam Marauders, which after this update are really viable cards, I think, and they are even better, I dare to say even better than the Enchantresses of Northern Realms, because they need no units and you can play them on a blank board, so they gained vitality naturally. For the Enchantresses you need a target, but for these guys you don't need a target, which is really great for me, and that's why I put them in. Then we have the Dryad Pledgings to kinda gain the points from the different categories we have, and also to have targets for Barnabas Beckenbauer in case we don't draw the Waters of Brokilon, but for that we also have Moraine. And then we have the Dwarven Aggregators, or Jesus Christ, I'm gonna call them Aggregators, okay? Don't start me with the G. It would be hard, and I don't know the correct pronunciation. The Dwarven Aggregators are used for your Showdown Skags, or you can just use them in round 1 to boost your cards like the Mahakam Volunteers or Mahakam Marauders, just to make some carryover for the next round, or boost the Dwarven Skirmishers. The Dwarven Skirmishers are also your round 1 play. They're just a card to include, and you basically thin them out in round 1 and move on to the next rounds with your amazing gold score. And you can see, even if you get pushed round 2, your cards are that strong that there's not really a point for your opponent to play the round 3, because you're just gonna destroy them. And I have 2 great games for you coming up, so enjoy them, and if you like it, like, subscribe, and I don't know.
Humans, you're all the same. foolish, most beautiful of millions, I shall fight 100 duels.
Потекла вода по колодезе стояла, эй, ой, ля-ля, ой, стояла. А теперь кукабушка, бабушка,